Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Keisha Ashuramawa with my SID 33230095. Today I will present my social linguistic final project. In this presentation has two parts. With part one focusing on analyzing two main topic is style, context, and register, and stereotypes. And part two is a case study. Uh, let's so and let's begin. Okay, introduction. Style, context, and register. Language style. Language style refers to the distinct ways in which an individual speak or writers, characterized by the level of formality and choice of linguistic features. It is not about what is said, but how it is said, based on the social situation. Context. What is context? In social linguistics, context encompasses the entire social environment surrounding a communicative event. It includes the participant, who is speaking to whom, the setting, where, and when, the topic, what is being discussed, and the last one is the purpose of the interaction. And how about register? What is register? Register is a variety of language used in specific social, occupational, or professional settings. It involves specialized vocabulary, syntax, and tone tailored to a particular field, such as the language of law, medicine, aviation, or journalism. Next slide. Key concept and characteristic. First, fluidity and adaptability. Speakers do not use only one style or register permanently. Instead, they constantly shift their language dynamically based on the changing context, a phenomenon known as styling shifting. Next is the formality spectrum. Language style operates on a scale from highly formal or frozen, used in official ceremonies or legal documentation or legal documents, to casual, intimate, used among close friends or family. Next is lexical specialization. Registers are predominantly distinguished by their jargon or specialized vocabulary. A doctor using hypertension instead of high blood pressure. Next is social constraints. The choice of style and register is strictly governed by social norms, social distance, how well the participants know each other, and power relation, status differences. Next is significance in social linguistic studies. First, reflecting social identity. Analyzing style and register helps sociolinguistics understand how individuals present themselves and negative their identity within various social groups. Next is revealing power dynamics. The choice of language code can show who holds authority in a conversation. Example, a teacher setting the formal tone of a classroom. And the last one is measuring communicative competence. It demonstrates that knowing a language is not about mastering grammar, but also knowing when and how to use the right variety of language appropriately in different situations. Dildheim's concept of communicative competence. Okay, next slide. Relevant theoretical framework. The Five Clocks of Language Style, Martin Jost, 1967. To analyze language style, we utilize the classic framework by Martin Jost in his book The Five Clocks, which categorizes language styles into five distinct levels of formality. First, present style, the most formal, unchanging language variety, typically used in legal documents, statutes, ceremonies, or religious pledge. And the second is formal style, used in professional, academic, or official setting where participation in is one way or strictly structured. Example, university graduation speech or a news broadcast. Next is relevant theoretical framework number 3. Consultative styles, the standard form of professional dialogue where two-way communication occurs usually between people who do not have a close relationship. Example, a doctor-patient interaction or a business meeting. Number 4, casual style, used among peers, friends, or colleagues in a informal context. It features ellipses, slang, and relaxed pronunciation. And number 5, intimate style, used between individuals who share a very close relationship, such as family members or romantic partners, characterized by a private codes, nicknames, and minimal linguist effort. Next is authentic example. Example number 1. Example 1, casual style in social media content. Search title is Bigu Squad Instagram story fact interaction. Publication date is February 7, 2025. Publisher platform is Instagram Bigu Squad. Original text excerpt is question. Aku introvert nih. Beneran gak boleh join Bigu Squad? Answer, hihihihi, boleh kok. Chill saja Besti, asal kalian kuat mau berbaur dan bisa bekerja sama dengan sesama Bigu Squad. Yang lain mah oke-oke aja, lu aman gue amin. Like that. And example number 2 is formal style, online newspapers. The search title is Youth Like Rome Fold launch cultural dialogue to expand literacy efforts in Indonesia. Publication date August 2022, 2025. Publisher platform is the Jakarta Post website, right? And original text excerpt, we need to revive community dialogue and invite diverse perspective on today's most pressing issues because the challenge we face today demand more than one story. Said Gracelyn explaining the vision. Okay, next slide. Identify and explanation the phenomenon from example. Sociolinguistic phenomenon identified. The phenomenon observed in this example is style shifting within the formality spectrum governed by the communicative context. Example 1 displays a prominent casual style. The linguistic features include onomatopoeic lodging, capitalization like He 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 to project friendliness. Second is English loan words or slang like chill, chill, bestie, used as markers of youth solidarity. And also is no number three is Indonesian colloquial particles and word clipping. Gak boleh mah oke-oke aja. And number four is rhyming internet jargon. Lu aman, gue amin. Like that. Next is example 2. Display a formal style characterized by standard grammatical structure, objective language, and sophisticated vocabulary such as community language, revived community dialogue, diverse perspective, and pressing issues. The sentence is well organized and uses formal experience. Uh, the sentence the sentence is well organized and uses formal expression to communicate its ideas clearly and professionally. This style is commonly found in newspapers articles because it aims to inform readers in a serious and credible manner. Next is why it represents the topic. The data show how social context dictates language choices. In example 1, the interaction occurs on a social media platform Instagram between a community admin and its young target audience. The social distance is intentionally minimized to build closeness and group identity. Conversely, example 2 aims to convey objective official information to the general public, require a formal, detached tone to maintain professional authority. Next is theoretical analysis and journal integration. Analysis using book theory Martin Jones 1967. According to Martin Jones, the 5 clock framework, example 1 fits the casual style profile perfectly. Just states that casual language is intended for peers and insiders where formal constraints are dropped, relying heavily on slang and ellipses to create an atmosphere of immediate social intimacy. On the other hand, example 2 employs a formal style where the linguistic structure is cohesive, highly standardized, and designed for one-way professional announcement without personal digressions. Next is support from academic journal. Journal article 1 is author is Smith A. and Saputra H. 2023, titled Digital Sociolinguistic Slang and Identity Construction in Youth Community Social Media. Journal, International Journal of Communication Studies, Relevance. The study outlines that words like pasty and localized slang act as solidarity tokens in digital spaces to minimize social distance, directly explaining why the admin use relaxed phrasing to answer a nervous applicant. Next is Journal Article 2, Outdoors and Years. Pratama R. 2024, titled Language Styles Shift in Indonesian Corporate and Non-Profit Digital Customer Relation. Journal of Pragmatics and Social Linguistic Relevance, Pratama found that modern youth like organization actively abandon consultative style in favor of casual style on Instagram stories to lower barriers of en- entry to prospective participants, which aligns perfectly with how the community addresses the introvert query. Okay, next is interpretation and comparison. The detailed interpretation. The language in example 1 reflects an ideology of inclusivity wrapped in youth stop culture codes by choosing Basti and Chill, the brand construct and identity that is safe, non-judgmental, and modern. It deconstructs the traditional rigid hierarchy of often found in official organizational records. Comparison. First, similarities. Both tags serve the exact same primary communicative objective, inviting or clarifying condition under which prospective application can join an organization. Differences. They differ completely in execution. Example 1 maximizes social warmth through linguistic reduction and slang, while example 2 prioritizes clarity, prestige, and institutional boundaries through standard sentence structures. Next is conclusion from this topic is from this example, we learned that linguistic correctness is context dependent. The theory of Martin Jones and contemporary journal findings prove that effectiveness in communication relies on adapting style appropriately to match the platform, audience profile, and social distance to successfully convey identity and secure community engagement. So, next slide is we move to main topic 2 is stereotypes. Introduction stereotypes. First, social stereotypes. A stereotype is a generalized, oversimplified, and fixed belief or a preconception about a particular group of people based on traits like gender, race, age, and or profession. Next is next is linguistic stereotypes. In social linguistic stereotypes refer to the language varieties, accent, features, or choices associated with a specific group, as well as in how language is used to consciously or unconsciously reinforce social biases. Okay, and next is the reflective function. Language acts as a mirror to society. Stereotypical expression perpetuate power imbalance by normalizing assumption about what certain groups can or cannot do. Next is key concept and characteristic. First, First is overgeneralization, disregarding individual differences and skill by grouping all members of a social category into one definitive behavioral or linguistic mode. Second is implicit bias. Linguistic stereotype often operate on unconscious level, slipping into everyday corporate talk, media headlines, or advertisement without being intentionally malicious. Next is perspective language, sentences that dictate how a group should naturally behave. Example using words like naturally better at or instinct sweet for blah 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 like that. And the last one is linguistic profiling, judging a person capability, intelligence, or authority based solely on their accent, dialect, or style of speech. Next is significant in social linguistic studies. First is exposing social hierarchies. Investigating stereotypes allow sociolinguistic to uncover how language maintain dominant cultural ideologies and marginalize minority groups. Second is impact on professional environments. Understanding this topic is critical because linguists take and social stereotypes can directly impact hiring processes, promotion, and workplace dynamic evaluation. And uh, third is promoting and third is promoting conscientious communication. By identifying stereotypes, social linguistic can suggest inclusive linguistic alternatives that dismantle outdated biases and promote equality in public discourse. Next is relevant theoretical framework, language and ideology framework, or Janet Holmes 2030, Turn A, Fantastic 1998, to analyze stereotypes, we use framework outlined in Janet Holmes' textbook, An Introduction to Social Linguistics combined with Critical Discourse Analysis (CDA). First is reinforcement through discourse. Holmes emphasized that stereotypes are sustained because people repeatedly hear them in everyday speech and media. This repetition turns a baseless cultural assumption into an accepted social truth. Second is the us versus them. Like cognitive dichotomy, social linguistic theory explains that stereotypes categorize human traits into rigid binaries. Example, woman emotional, or communicative versus men rational or leaders. Language reinforces this by assigning specific communicative tasks to specific groups, limiting their personal mobility. Next is authentic example. Example 1, stereotype reinforcement, job advertisement, search title, recruitment announcement for SPG Pameran Jakarta. Publication date July 2026, publisher Instagram Genta Agency ID, original tag excerpt dibutuhkan SPG Pameran Jakarta, kualifikasi wanita, usia bla 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 bla, no hijab, rajin dan bisa selling bla bla bla. Next is authentic example number 2 is counter stereotypes, social campaign content. Search title is educational carousel post on women's rights and stereotypes. Publication date is May 1, 2025. Publisher platform is TikTok or Instagram karena kita peduli ID. Original tag excerpt opini. Tempat perempuan hanya di dapur dan mendapat pendidikan tinggi, bukan kodrat perempuan. Realitanya, berada di ranah domestik bukanlah satu-satunya hal yang mampu dan layak dilakukan oleh wanita. Perempuan mempunyai potensi yang lebih dan hak yang sama. Okay. Identify and explain the phenomenon. Social linguistic phenomenon identify the phenomenon observed. Here is the linguistic manifestation, the construction of gender stereotypes in digital public discourse. Example 1 reinforce a structural linguistic stereotype that correctly promotional or sales capability selling with highly specific gendered physicals, and non-religious presentation attribute wanita, good looking, and no hijab. And example two function as a counter discourse that explicitly quotes a widespread societal linguistic stereotype. Opini, tempat perempuan hanya di dapur, dan dismantles it using liberty linguistic choices, realitanya, potensi, dan hak yang sama. Next is why it represents the topic. This example represents how language is used either to sustain an overgeneralized social bias or to challenge it. Example 1 uses perspective qualification to normalize the idea that an ideal promotional worker must meet standard partial beauty codes. Example 2 directly attacks the semantic contracts of traditional phrases like kodrat perempuan, realigning the narrative toward individual capability and freedom of identity. Theoretical analysis and journal interrogation. Analysis using book theory, Janet Holmes 2013, applying the framework from Janet Holmes, An Introduction to Social Linguistic Language Choices reflect deep-rooted cultural expectation regarding gender roles. Holmes notes that society uses language to categorize and marginalize women. In example 1, the strict requirement of good-looking and no hijab reflects a social value where women's professional opportunities are conditional upon their visual compliance. In contrast, example 2 challenges this linguistic conditioning by writing the narrative moving women from passive subject of a cultural stereotype into active against of their own professional paths. Next is support from academic journal. Journal Article 1 is author and year from Wartil M. and Kurniadi 2024. Title is Gender Stereotyping and Physical Requirements in Online Job Advertisement Critical Discourse Analysis. Journal Indonesian Journal of Applied Linguistic Relevance. The study found that terms like good looking combined with gender exclusion in Indonesia and agency hiring posts systematically reinforce the stereotype that women are valued for aesthetic appeal over cognitive skill. Author and year Siregar F. 2025. Title Countering Particle Stereotype Through Digital Activism, a Social Linguistic Study on Instagram Campaigning. Journal of Language, Gender, and Society Relevance. Siregar notes that digital advocacy accounts utilize structural contrast technique, such as contrasting opinion versus reality, to linguistically disempower adages that limit women to the domestic spheres. Next is interpretation and comparison. Detailed interpretation. The text reveals a modern cultural conflict in Indonesia. Example 1, it represents commercial power relation where corporate entities commodify female identity for marketing appeal. Example 2 represent an ideology resistance utilizing modern feminist discourse to challenge social values that restrict a woman's right to higher education and professional achievements. And comparison. Similarities, but examples revolve around the public participation of women's capabilities and their designated places in the professional or social hierarchy. And the differences is example 1 is a perspective and reinforcing actively in establishing boundaries on how a female worker should look and behave. Example 2 is descriptive and libertine, seeking to eliminate those exact systemic limitations. Next is the conclusion of this topic is from these data sources, we can conclude that linguist stereotypes are powerful tools for preserving social inequality if if left unchecked. However, as supported by Holmes theories and recent journals, social media has also become a strategic linguistic battlefield where traditional biases can be actively dismantled uh, through conscious and inclusive language shifts. Okay, next is we move on to part two, case study. Topic 1 is gender exclusive speech case study. A technology company is recruiting new employees. During an online meeting, the manager repeatedly says every employee must submit his report before Friday. A good programmer should improve his coding skill regularly. Several female employees feel that the language used excludes women and reinforces centered assumption in the workplace. And the question is, what is gender exclusive speech? The answer is, I think of it as a language habit that accidentally or deliberately shuts out one gender from the conversation. It usually happens when we use masculine words like he, his, or chairman as the default package from everyone, making women culturally invisible in that context. Second is, why can managers' language be considered gender exclusive? And the answer is because by saying improving his coding skill, the manager automatically frames the ideal programmer or employee as a man. In a diverse workplace, this subtle word choice act like an invisible barrier, reinforcing the old assumption that touch is a male-dominated word, which naturally makes female employees feel excluded. Okay, question number 3 is, what social and linguistic effect may result from such language? First is, linguistically, it keeps the androcentric, male-centered bias alive and kicking in professional spaces. And socially, it kills psychological safety for women, dampens their confidence to speak up, and subtly maintains the gender gap in promotion or hiring within the company. Question number 4 is, what is alternative language from could be used? Super easy. Just switch to gender inclusive language. The manager could use plural forms of gender neutral pronouns like all employees must submit their reports, or a good programmer should improve their coding skill regularly. And the last one is analysis using theory and journal. If we look at this through Janet Holmes' An Introduction to Social Linguistics, language is never just neutral grammar. It reflects who holds the powers. When a manager uses a generic masculine pronouns, it triggers a cognitive bias where people actually feel visualize a male figure, not a human being in general. This is backed up by a study from Wardeni 2024 in Journal of Workplace Social Linguistics, which found that gendered language in tech companies directly lowers corporate inclusivity scores. Furthermore, Putri and Siregar 2025 in Language and Gender quarterly proof that companies shifting to neutral pronouns like their or they saw a significant rise in female applicant retention and workplace satisfaction. Next is case study 2. Topic is density. Lecturers explain the same topic to students. Lecturer A say language is a system of communication. Lecturer B says language function as a dynamic symbolic system facilitating the transmission and negotiation of meaning across diverse social cultural contexts. Many students report that lecturer B's explanation is more difficult to understand because it contains a higher concentration of information. Okay, the question is, what is linguistic density? It is basically a measure of how big a sentence with heavy information or academic terms, a lexical word relative to simpler function word. High density means maximum information squeezed into fewer words. Okay, number two is, how does this density affect communication and comprehension? It's a double-edged sword. If the density is too high, it creates a massive cognitive load. The listener's brain has to work twice as hard to unpack the meaning, which often leads to confusion and misinterpretation if the audience isn't ready for it. Question number three is, which lecturer uses higher linguistic density? Lecturers B, hands down. Word like dynamic symbolic system facilitating the transmission and social cultural context are highly dense jargon compared to lectures A. Simple statement language is a system of communication. Number four is, what are the advantage and disadvantage of density language, of dense language? Advantage: it's high efficient, precise, and professional for academic writing, which research paper or peer-to-peer expert discussion. Disadvantages is it builds a wall between the speakers and the general audience, making the delivery dry, intimidating, and hard to digest for beginners. And the last one is analyzing using theory and journals. According to M.A.K. Holliday's theory of lexical density, writing or high-level academic language naturally packs more content words per clause. Lecturer B is speaking in a style meant for advanced research paper, forgetting the current audience context. As explored by Pratama 2023 in the Indonesian Journal of Educational Linguistics, excessive lexical density in introductory college lectures reduces student engagement by up to 40%. Another study by Green 2024 in Cognitive Pragmatics showed that breaking down dense concept into conversational structure, just like lecturer A did, significantly speeds up knowledge retention. Next is topic 3, complexity case study. University website publishes the following announcement. Version F: student must submit the form by Friday. Version B: students who have completed the registration process and fulfilled all administration requirements are required to submit the form before the specific deadline. Many students find version B more difficult to process. And the question is, what is linguistic complexity? Complexity focuses on the architecture of the sentence. It's about how many subclauses, embedded phrases, and tricky grammatical structure you stack together to make one sentence. Number 2 is, which version demonstrates greater complexity? Version B. It uses relative clauses. Students who have completed and passive voice chains are required to submit. making the sentence long and windy compared to version A straight to the point layout. Number three is how can syntactic complexity affect understanding? It delays processing time. Readers have to read the sentence multiple times just to find the actual chord, the verb and object, which is why students found version B way harder to guess. Number four is when is complex language appropriate? It works beautifully in legal constructs, formal decrees, policy documents, or philosophical arguments where you need to cover every specific condition and loophole to avoid legal misunderstanding. And number five is analyzing using theory and journal. Using Douglas Beaver's framework on like register and syntax complexity often serve a marker of institutional authority. Version B uses a high-level embedding to sound official but fails the user experience task. A journal article by Santoso 2024 in Public Discourse Review highlight that overcomplicating campus announcement lead to administrative delay because student misunderstand the instruction. Additionally, Lee 2025 in applied syntactic studies argue that modern institutional websites are transitioning toward plain English frameworks to ensure accessibility for all students, proving version A is better choices for digital media. Next is topic 4, style. Case study. A student sent the following message to a professor. Hey prof, what's up? I need your signature ASAP. The same student later write, Good morning, professor. Professor, I would like to request your signature on my academic form. Thank you for your assistance. The professor responds more positively to the second message. The question is, what is the language style? Style is how we change our vocabulary, tone, and grammar to match the social vibe or situation we are in. It's our social steering wheel in communication. Number two is how do the two messages differ stylistically? Message one is a casual or vernacular style, like "Hey, proof, what's up?" Say, which drops formal filters. Message two is a textbook formal style. Good morning, professor. Thank you for your assistance. Showcasing respect and proper spacing. And number three is why is the second message more appropriate? Because it respects the asymmetric power relation, social distance between a student and a professor. It acknowledges the professional status. Whereas the first message crosses a boundary by sounding too pushy or an overly familiar. Number four is how does style influence interpersonal relationships? Style acts as a social thermometer. You use the right style, and you build rapport and respect. Use the wrong style like text one, and you can offend people when you professional reputation are close of future opportunities. And number five is analyzing use the theory and journals is this case fits perfectly into Martin Jones with the five clocks framework. The student mistakenly use a casual style mean for a close friend in an environment that strictly requires a formal or consultative style. The social misstep is well documented by Utami 2023 in the Journal of Pragmatic Research, noting that Gen Z students frequently struggles with digital rate due to blurry lines between chat apps and academic communication. Furthermore, a study by Miller 2024 in higher education discourse confirmed that professor respond 65% faster and more positively to emails and that adhere to standard formal style, validating why the professor reached better to the second message. Next is topic 5 is context. Case study. During a classroom presentation, a student says this project is really sick. Some students interpret the statement as negative, while others understand it as meaning excellent or impressive. The rector asks the class why different interpretation occurs. Next is the question is what is context in social linguistic? Context is everything happening around the word. It's the setting, the age of the speakers, their background, and the social era they live in. Without context, words can lose their true meaning. Number two is why can the same expression have different meanings? Because of language evolution and slang, semantically sick meaning ill or unwell. But within youth subculture, it has gone through a process called a semantic inversion, turning into slang for amazing or cool. Number three is what contextual factors influence interpretation. The answer is age and generation is older lecturers versus younger students, studying a formal classroom evolution versus a casual hangout at a coffee shop. And the last one is shared knowledge, whether the listeners are familiar with global internet slang. Next is number 4. How does context affect communication? Context acts as the ultimate filter. It dedicates whether a word is taken as a compliment or an insult, meaning effective communication only happens when both sides share the same contextual framework. And analyzing using theories and journals, we can unpack this using Delheim's speaking model. The setting, academic classroom, and participant lecturers and students create a expectation. The presenter used a conversational key or tone that didn't align with the formal institutional framework. As researched by Kusuma 2024 in Social Linguistic Studies, today slang words with dual meanings create conversational friction when used in intergenerational public spaces. Additionally, Baker 2025 in the Journal of Youth Slang and Semantic notes that terms like sick or dope rely heavily on immediate peer group validation, making them highly prone to misinterpretation when dragged into official university presentation. Next is topic 6, register. Custody. A medical doctor writes the patient exhibits symptoms of hypertension and requires immediate pharmacological intervention. Later, while talking to the patient family, the doctor says your family member has high blood pressure and needs medication soon. Both statements convey similar information but use different language varieties. Okay, the question number 1 is what is register? Register is your occupational language toolkit. It's the specialized way of speaking you use when you are acting with a specific professional role like a doctor, lawyer, programmer, or athlete. Number 2 is why does the doctor use different language in different situations? Because to ensure the communication actually works with other medical professionals using jargon like hypertension and pharmacological intervention. Keep things quick, precise, but With a word family, the doctors switch to plain language to make sure they actually understand and the health risks without being panicked by complex medical words. Number three is what factors influence register choice. Number one is the audience, their level of educational or medical knowledge. The goal, professional record keeping versus emotional and clear family consultation. And the last one is the social distance, professional to professional versus expert to layperson. Number four is how does register affect communication effectiveness? Okay, the answer is choosing the right register means life or that that in fields like medicine, adapting your register ensure that specialized knowledge doesn't get lost in translation and that the people who need the information can actually act on it savvy. Number five is analyzing using theory and journal. This perfectly illustrates Michael Halliday theory of register, which is split into field, tenor, and mid. While the field medical issue stay the same, the tenor the relationship between the doctor and the listener changes completely. A clinical study by Ramadan 2024 in the Journal of Health Communication showed that doctors who successfully lowered their register when talking to patients reduced treatment errors by 35%. Another paper by Thompson 2025 in Social Linguistic and Communicative Social Linguistic and Healthcare points out that mastering register shifting is a core pillar of professional communicative competence, making a doctor not just a smart, but truly effective in public service. And the last case study is the topic stereotypes. The study is a company manager states during a meeting women are actually better at communication while men are naturally better at leadership. Several employees disagree and argue that such statement promotes stereotypes rather than reflect individual abilities. Okay, the question is what are linguistic and social stereotypes? They are mental shortcuts where we slap a generalized oversimplified flight label onto a whole group of people in a language. It's assuming some will speak of or behave a certain way just because of their gender, race, and or accent. Number two is how can stereotypes be reflected and reinforced through language? The answer is through perspective statements. When the manager says women are naturally better at communicating and men at leading, the language frames these traits as absolute biological truths rather than individuals' skills that anyone can build. Number three is what are the potential consequences of stereotype in professional environments. It limits people's careers. Women get boxed into support roles like HR or administration because they are seen as naturally nurturing, while men are automatically pushed into executive leadership position, creating a glass ceiling that blocks genuine talent. Next, in number four is how can a language be used to reduce stereotype by shifting focus onto objective individual metrics. Instead of generalizing by gender, managers should use merit-based language. Our leadership and communication roles are open to anyone who demonstrates high emotional intelligence and strong project management results. And number five is analyzing using theory and journals. This reflects Fanzik ideological discourse framework. Stereotypes are kept alive because people in power keep repeating them as common sense. By saying naturally better, the manager normalized particle worldview. This further expert by Wijaya 2023 in gender and discourse Quarterly, who found that gender stereotypes in corporate meetings heavily discourage men from taking communication roles and women from applying for tech lead position. Lastly, Davis 2024 in the International Journal of Corporate Sociolinguistics proves that organizations actively training their managers to use a gender-neutral capability focuses language see a 50% increase in diverse and well-balanced leadership team. And next is okay. Thank you so much for uh, watch this video and hear about my presentation. I'm sorry if I have a lot of mistake, wrong explanation, or not complete the material. I'm sorry, and I hope you enjoyed to watch this video. And thank you so much. Bye.